Good afternoon, everybody. Peanuts Girl here. Oh my god. Oh lord. Guess who got fired today? Oh man, this is so crazy. Guess who got fired? So, I was at physical therapy earlier today, and I was scrolling through Twitter, and there was this guy named Alan Sarpa. Basically, he's like a soap columnist that has like all the inside scoop of what's going on in the soap world, more or less. So basically, he was talking about, you know, how there's some weird shit going on at General Hospital. There's obviously like a very clear difference with the writing styles of Liz Corte and Patrick Mulcahy. And, he literally said, I would be surprised if this writing team lasts a year, because either one of them's gonna end up leaving, or they're both gonna get canned. And I shit you not even an hour after he said this, news broke out on Twitter that Patrick Mulcahy got canned from General Hospital. They fired his ass, so. And guess who's replacing him? One of the former head writers, Chris Van Etten. Like, one of the guys they literally canned like earlier this year, now they're giving him his job back. Like, can you imagine these people go like, yeah, we know that we fired you earlier this year, but hey, here's your job back. You know, since that other guy's leaving. I mean, I didn't really like what Patrick Mulcahy was writing to begin with. I didn't really care for the massive career changes with everybody. Especially since some of them actually didn't make any fucking sense. So I won't be surprised if Chris Van Etten ends up undoing most or many, if not all, of the career changes. It really wouldn't surprise me at this point. Also, Chris Van Etten, from what I can gather, he's the one that came up with the hip poisoning shit for Heather. But apparently, I guess Patrick Mulcahy really liked it. And I'm like, oh god, maybe there's a reason why this guy retired. Cause there's a part of me that's like, I don't know, maybe this guy isn't as good as he used to be. Maybe he's lost his touch. I mean, I don't know. So that didn't really sit well with me. Like, everybody on Twitter was like singing his praises, like saying like how great of a writer Patrick Mulcahy was, and I don't know, I didn't really see it. And the little I did see, I wasn't too impressed. So yeah. I wonder if Patrick Mulcahy was brought on as a last-ditch effort to kind of like appease the higher-ups at ABC. And I don't know. and Patrick and Frank Valentini, maybe he didn't like some of the story ideas that Patrick Mulcahy was proposing. And also, maybe he didn't like the fact that some new guy that hasn't been on the show in like decades was basically stepping into his territory, so to speak. So, yeah, it's pretty obvious there were some serious clashes, you know, going on behind the scenes. It's pretty obvious there were some serious clashes going on. There was some kind of power struggle. You know, it's really weird that the guy was at GH for like 3 months. And he has not given one single interview. Like, not one. Nothing. Not a single fucking interview. Like, all the interviews that are coming out of GH, like, they're all about Laura Ray, the lady that plays Carly. Like, she's the one that's giving, like, non-stop interviews. Also, it's actually kind of sad that this guy basically came out of retirement only to be, like, basically publicly humiliated like this. Like, that's just gotta be downright embarrassing. Holy shit. That is just fucking sad. That is just sad, my dude. So, yeah. It's pretty obvious at this point that Gerald Hospital just isn't ever gonna get any better. And I know for a fact that the minute Ron Carvialli comes back, Days also gonna get a lot worse, so yeah, I'm now at a point where I'm basically just gonna jump ship. Like that's it. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I just don't care anymore. It's pretty obvious that nobody wants to put any actual effort, you know, to make the shows better. That they're just gonna stand by and allow the ratings to just continue to, like, bleed out until, like, they inevitably get canceled. Like, I feel that's what's going on here. Like, they're just counting down the days until the show basically gets canceled, and that sucks. It really sucks, because the sad part is, if they really want to, they could theoretically improve the show and make it better. It's sad, like, GH, they could actually make it better if they really want to. Days, however, I think it's a different story, because I personally think that show is too far gone, and that show has accumulated so much damage, especially over the last year with the Albert Aller scandal. But GH, there's still a chance of saving it if they really wanted to. I don't know, maybe they really don't want to save this show. Because if they really want to make the show better, why not listen to fan feedback? And first of all, trim the fucking cast. Get rid of the people that absolutely should not be there. Get rid of people that don't have any more stories left to tell. That basically have run their course. Like, cut it down to, like, a more manageable size, so you'll be able to tell more stories with as many characters as possible. you know, a lot of people, they were hoping that there was gonna be some kind of like red wedding disaster of Brooklyn Chase's wedding, and nobody cares. You know, nobody's really that invested. Like, Chase and Brooklyn, they're just so boring and so dull as a couple. Like, nobody really cares. Like, they really bring nothing to the table. They're just so dull. Like, one of the only things that I'm seeing that could potentially be interesting to me is, you know, the possibility that Drew might end up having an affair with both Willow and Nina. And I really want that to happen, not only because it'll give, you know, Michael Willow much needed shakeup in their marriage, but also this would finally provide a way to get Nina off this show for good. I mean, it's gotten to the point where nobody really cares now about Willow and Nina reconciling. Like, nobody really cares anymore. That ship has pretty much sailed at this point. Like, they spent so many years just dragging it out, and there's been so much bad blood between the two women for so long. Like, nobody even cares anymore. And why should we? Why should we care? Why should we care? We shouldn't even care, and honestly, I don't think Nina really doesn't have that many stories left to tell anyway. I mean, her big arc was, you know, finding out what happened to her kids or her child or whatever. And now that's pretty much over and done with. What's left for her? I mean, her marriage to Sonny is basically over. She and Eva are not friends anymore. Sorry. I mean, what's there left to do for her? Nothing. And honestly, I don't think Nina should even be on the show anyway. Honestly, in my fanfic series, if I didn't already have like storylines planned out for Nina and whatnot, if I didn't already have like an arc planned for her and Willow and wherever, you know, I would just write out Nina at this point. I'll just write her out. I'll just get rid of her altogether. I mean, maybe if Nell was still alive and they could have Nina really embrace being a villain, the antagonist, you know, realizing that she'll never be a good person. And everyone's just gonna hate her anyway, so she might as well be bad. It doesn't matter what she does. People are gonna give her shit no matter what, so might as well, you know, just be bad. You know, and she ends up like bonding with Nell, and they end up being the troublemaking duo that shakes up poor Charles. That could have been interesting. And also, Nell could make Willow interesting too, because, you know, Willow really doesn't have that much going for her to begin with. So, there's that. Also, I'll just phase out the whole Chase family already too, including Chase. Also, I would just like rest Brooklyn for a while and recast her with somebody else. Maybe the lady that filled in for Menta said it during maternity leave. Probably. Also, if I didn't think that Teresa was basically ruined beyond repair, I would think that the actress that played Temp Brooklyn would actually made a pretty good Teresa. And also, they don't have to have Teresa be blonde anyway, because when Teresa first started on the show, she wasn't a blonde. She was like a brunette, or where she had like reddish brown hair. And she was basically like a brunette or redhead or whatever. She was not blonde, but yeah. So basically, since Teresa's basically ruined beyond repair and nobody really likes her, nobody really cares about her, no one's even invested in her anyway, and she really has no purpose on the show. Like, she really doesn't interact very much with her son as is. Like, Days would rather have scenes with his dad rather than his mom. Like, I can literally count on one hand the amount of times Tate and Teresa had scenes together, so if that's the case, then I think, now would be a very good time to just, just kill off Teresa and have her, stay dead. She not only needs to be killed off, but she needs to be permanently, she needs to basically stay dead. Honestly, it's better that way. And then everyone can forget that she ever existed. And then Tate can basically move on with his life without his mother constantly being there to ruin everything for him. So, yeah. Honestly, if Teresa hasn't grown up and matured by now, she more than likely probably never will. So just kill her off now and just get over with. It doesn't even need to be a big murder mystery. Just have Teresa go to prison and have her die of a drug overdose off screen. And then, I don't know, have Brady find out that Teresa died of a drug overdose while in prison. Or hell, or maybe Teresa decides to take her own life by, by overdosing on drugs, like fentanyl or something. Like, she's wrecked with so much guilt over all the horrible things she's done, and she can't live with herself that she just decides that since her life is permanently ruined, she's better off dead. So, and she thinks that everyone would be better off if she were dead, so and she ends up, she ends up, committing suicide basically by overdosing on drugs. I don't know. Or something. Also, I would just have Stephanie move back to Seattle, rest her for a bit, and have her just come back. Maybe with a different actress, I don't know. Or maybe bring Shelley Henning back. Also, if Abby is coming back from the dead, which I hope it's true, just have, like, her and Chad just ride off into the sunset. You'll have him be off screen until Thomas and or Charlotte are ready to be Saras. Just have him be off screen for a while. They don't need to be on screen. Especially if Jack and Jeff are gonna be there full time. To replace Abby, I'll bring JJ back, and I will somehow bring Paige back from the dead. Because her getting killed off was always stupid, especially since they redeemed Ben anyway. And I would, like, I would reunite Paige with JJ at this point, because he deserves something good in his life. All he's had is bad luck. So, all he's ever had is bad luck, which is sad. So. And he deserves some happiness, so might as well have him and Paige be endgame. Also with Brady, what I would do, I would bring I would bring in, since Gabby is more likely gonna be coming back anyway, I will bring in Parker and Ariana, and then I will bring Chloe back and have her reunite with Brady, and then they actually get remarried. Not only that, they actually start a family. I will have them have like a family within months of getting remarried. And then Brady will finally have that happy family he's always wanted. And then Brady and Chloe can just stay together forever until the show ends. I also reunite Philip and Stephanie and get Stephanie away from Chad and Everett. I will also have Everett turn out to be not dead Nick. I don't see why. And just have Nick be an antagonist. Who cares? At least people cared about Nick. Nobody gives a shit about Everett. So, there's that. So, with Paige back from the dead, I will also have, Eve come back on recurring role, and I also replace Teresa with Andrew. And then Andrew and Paul are like the main gay couple in the show. And Andrew has a whole bunch of stories, and they just don't ever mention Teresa ever again. So yeah, whatever, who cares? Anyways, I just finished the 5th episode of the Team Legacy series. I don't know when or if I'm gonna do a reading of the 5th episode. I didn't even finish the reading on the 4th one. I gotta do that sometime. So yeah. There's that. Anyways. So, I am gonna rate these 6 episodes soon, but I'm still in the planning stages. I'm still trying to figure out what Pokemon teams the main characters are gonna have. I'm still trying to set that up. So it's gonna take a while. Probably gonna take like the whole weekend for me to plot out that shit. So there's that. Oh lord. Anyways. You know, it sucks too. Like, Teresa actually could have been a very solid character. That's the sad part. She did not need to be written this horribly. She actually could have been a pretty great character. If they would just figure out how to write for her properly. I feel like maybe they should just write her as like a flawed heroine. Maybe if they had actually written her as a flawed heroine who was like rebellious and not so fucking evil, probably would have been a lot better. Maybe people wouldn't have hated her so much. Maybe not do the gold digging shit too. I feel like if Days had written her like how they wrote Chanel when she first came to the show a couple years ago, a spoiled little rich girl who loves like living a high life and shit. At least have her be like a rich girl. A spoiled little rich girl who's used to like everybody catering to her, who's arrogant, obnoxious, and whatnot. At least it would have made sense for her character, cause both her parents are like very well off, especially her dad. You know, Kimberly was married to like a fucking Hollywood producer at one point. So she would have been surrounded like rich and famous people and shit. And I'm pretty sure Jen could have pulled it off. I'm fairly confident she would have been able to pull it off. Actually, that's how I'm gonna rate Teresa. Basically, she's gonna start out as a spoiled little rich girl who becomes more of a complex, great character as time goes on. Which she should have been in the fucking first place. Yeah, also, I noticed that every character, young character that comes on that's like slightly rebellious and mischievous, like within like a year or so, or even a matter of months, like the writers basically neuter them. The writers basically neuter them, and they're like all nice and sweet and shit. But, you know, I mean, that's fine if that comes as a result of a gradual arc, but it just happened. Also, I kind of hate the way they rate Tate. I kind of wish Tate was more of a jerk and asshole, would have made him a lot more interesting. I actually wish Tate was a little more rebellious and he was actually willing to do drugs and shit, be a little messy. like, I find it really hard to believe that the child Teresa and Brady will be that level-headed. Like, just no. It's just dumb. It's ridiculous. Whatever, dude. Anyways, that's basically all for today. That's all I got to talk about. Tomorrow I'm gonna go with my sisters to celebrate my niece's birthday. So, I'm gonna be busy for like the whole week. I might do another video over the weekend. We'll see what happens. Anyways, if you like this video, subscribe. This is Phoenix Girl signing off, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.